Everyone, it's time for another video on an aligner component. This is the ObjectGridAligner. I thought I'd already recorded this video. I couldn't find it on my channel. If I have, I'll just junk this video. But just in case, here you go. So we're going to start with always our dev tooltip, and we're going to make a cube. This is an aligner, so it's going to follow the format of all the other aligner videos. So we've got a cube here. Going to go ahead and reset the rotation on that cube. And then I'm going to hit the up arrow. On the box parent, we're going to attach the aligner component. This time it's an uncategorized, so attach component, uncategorized, and then, ooh, what is that? I'll look at that later. ObjectGridAligner. Which is all the way in O. It's alphabetical, so just keep scrolling. ObjectGridAligner, auto add children. And then we're going to need to duplicate a bunch of boxes. So here we go. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Now here, what we need to do is we need to set up the component. So it's got the standard properties, persistent, update, order, and enabled. Auto add children, which most of the aligners now have. And then an items per row, which doesn't make sense till we set the cell size. So here on the cell size, it's the size of each cell within our grid. So I'm going to set this to be 1. And then this to be 1. And now you'll see we've got a grid here. Oh, there we go. Now we've got a cube which is like perfectly aligned. It looks like, let's just go into fly mode. It looks like it's one box, but it's not. If I set the cell size here to be 1.1, you'll see there's now a separation between these. And then if we do 1.1 here again, there's now a separation that way. Let's add some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we've got a square grid. So this is what the ObjectGridAligner does. It aligns things in a grid. By default, it's aligning things in a grid along the x-axis here. I've tried changing that up, but I can't seem to get these two to affect anything, so that might be a bug. I'll report that. So if I change this to be pos, though, you'll see it aligns against the positive. Negative here. Mid here. I can't get this one to do anything, which is I think the bug I'm talking about. It would also be good to get this aligning in a different direction. So right now it's only on the Z. You can change that up if you rotate things around. So if we rotate on the X here by 90, let's do negative 90. You can now see that we've got a vertical grid, and that's the way I'm doing it right now. So it's not a problem, but it might be nice to get a direction in the future. We don't have that now though. So if I add more, you'll see they just keep getting added. Additionally, there's an items per row property here. This controls the number of items in each row. As you can see here, we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can change that to 5, and you'll see it self-organizes. So if we go to 1, we just get a big column going up. Change it to 2, we get a nice stacked column. 3, more, and then 4, which is our original, we get back to there. There's also here lerp speed, and this is where you can start getting some interesting effects here. So if I change this to 0.2, for example, and then we re-change this property to 1, you'll see they will animate in and out. This looks really cool. I haven't found a practical use for it yet. It does make things look super cool, but practically, I'm not sure what you might want to do with it. If we change this to 5, you'll see they all kind of shuffle back around. I'm not sure why that middle cube isn't moving. I think it's because we've got an odd number here. Let's find out which one that is. Or maybe it's... Oh, looks like that's just a spare cube. Chuck it away. Oh, it's coming back. Hey mate, what's up? What's going on, cube? Where are you going? You going there? Okay, boy, buddy. Let's reset your rotation, and now you'll look good. Maybe it was the rotation that's messing that up. Oh well, there's a cube. Let's duplicate a few more. And you see when they're duplicated, they also animate in. So these ones are going to the new row, and that one's going to that row. I'm going to spawn out a color tip, just so that I can change the color of some of these, and we can show kind of the boundaries between rows, etc. So if we go for red, blue, yellow there, you can see how they all organize. So if I go back here and I change this to be 4 again, you'll see them self-organize back to being in a 4x4 grid. So now this offsets in a kind of nice stair pattern. These are also all individually grabbable. Top cube was grabbable. That was really strange. These are all individually aligned. They're not grabbable because their position is being driven. If you do that destroy without children setup, you'd be able to grab them out with the destroy without children setup. I'll link that video in the description. That's kind of it for the box, ObjectGridAligner at least. You can mess around with these properties more, change the cell size up, it changes the separation. If we drop this back down to 0 here, you'll see, oh no, down to 1 on both. You'll see it's going to shrink down and it will become one grid where there's no gaps. I use this in the map trust. There's an overview of the ObjectGridAligner being used there. And so I'll also link that video. I've used this component a lot of times. It's used in the builder worlds, build an energy, build a yin, and build an Akita somewhere to align all the material boxes so that they are a nice grid. It's another useful component. It's inside uncategorized this time though, so do make sure to keep that in mind. So attach component, uncategorized, and then ObjectGridAligner. It is under O. ObjectGridAligner. There you go. That's it for that component. See you next time.